Good afternoon, my name is Scott Smith. I'm doing a video presentation for FFT100. It is the 19th of October, 2025. The first thing we do before we get going in anything, when we're in the workshop area, I have a very strong rule. Gloves, and safety glasses. Okay, we're going to be talking about my New England Firearm 410 shotgun break action. First thing we're going to do after we have our safety precautions, our gloves, and our glasses on, we're going to go to our next safety precaution. That is making sure there's no live ammunition on the bench or in the gun. I have already looked around on my bench. There's zero ammunition on my bench. Now let's try to eject the gun. First thing we're going to want to do is unlock the breech. And then we can kind of look in there, feel. That's what I like about break actions. I can look down that gun, that barrel, and I can see that there's no bullet in there. There's no shell. So, the dummy round that I'm going to be using to demonstrate is a 410 shell that has been shot. All it is a dummy. When we're talking about 410s and break actions in general, when it comes to feeding, we have to unlock. We're going to unlock this. We're going to come down. When it's in the locked position, this is where we're going to feed it. We're feeding it into the chamber. So we personally, by our hands, have to put it in there. We lock it in place by bringing it back up, and you'll hear a click. We are now ready to fire this firearm. The next step, it is a live gun. If this was an actual live live shotgun shell. For firing, we're going to pull it back, and then you would pull your trigger. The hammer would go up, hit the firing pin, start the combustion process, and shoot out your slug, birdshot, whatever we're working with. When we're on to extract and eject the shell, we push our unlock button. I'm going to do it real slow because I don't want it to shoot it out. There, that is what pulled it out. That's our extractor. Pulled it out like that. This one, it has enough oomph behind it that it actually will shoot it out. I have a couple other break actions that it will not do that. So we've ejected our shell. We can put another one in at this point. We lock it down, cock it, and fire it. The next thing we're going to do with this gun, so those are the 8 steps, I should say. Being a very basic, very easy to handle gun, there aren't too many steps on the 8 steps for sequence of operation that get missed. Some of them are kind of put together, like feeding and chambering. We're going to do that. Extracting and ejecting all happens in one action, in one move from us. Now, we're going to sit here and we're going to field strip this gun. Field stripping this gun is very easy. This is one of the guns that I started with when I was younger. Take off, and then we break it apart. We are now ready for field dress, for inspection, for cleaning. My next step for cleaning, I like to have a coffee can here, and I have my chemicals and my cleaner. That's where the gloves and the glasses are going to come in hand. I know in our book it didn't talk about this too much, but I like running a brush down at first. Starting at the breech and going down through the muzzle. I like doing this. And as I'm doing it, I'm spinning it, just trying to get anything that might be caked on, built on from all the carbon. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to put our patches in. We're going to run our patches down with the same stuff. This is where my coffee can comes in. I take my patches, I spray them down, and I do it into the coffee can so I'm not making a big mess everywhere. I take my coffee can, I put it on the ground, then I take and I feed down through, just like I did with my brush. Might have to do it a few times. Might have to do it a few times if it's been really dirty. So after we're done, you can look down your barrel and see what you got. I clean my gun on a normal basis, and that is how dirty it actually came out. Put these in a safe place where it can be thrown away in the proper areas. We pick up our can so nobody can trip on it. We start inspecting everything, looking down the barrel. Now, if you look down the barrel now, if I get it lined up just right, you can see it is nice and shiny and clean. At that point, and then we're starting to put it together, I want to come in and I want to clean up all of that. So I'm going to take the same cleaning stuff on the same thing on my gun here. I'm going to come in. We're going to clean all that. And then I'm going to come in with my brushes and I'm going to scrub with my brush. Make sure we're getting all the buildup, all the carbon, all the extra stuff. Make sure there's no rust. If there's rust, we have to do a little bit deeper of a clean. For the wood, I would do a nice furniture polish to clean it and to put a little seal on it. I would never want to put shotgun cleaner or any kind of oil on it. Over time, it'll ruin the wood. I also want to take a little bit of some oils, and I want to do all of the parts and pieces that move. That's what I want to put the oil on. As we get that parted, I want to wipe everything down with oil to protect the finish on the gun, and then give everything a good lube. Thank you. This is Scott Smith for FFT100 on October 19th, 2025.